What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Crypto with Leo YouTube channel. We have another very hot topic to be running through today. But first, obviously, as I always do, let's start with a market recap, market look over what's going on with it. Obviously, we saw it nearly breaking 59K. Actually, it went to 59K. Our targets were 60 to 61K. We needed a break and sustain above it there. And then we said that the bulls were going to take over. That was what was making me bullish. I was like, if we can do this, hey, we're making new highs. Unfortunately, we did not. Price could not sustain, and that was represented through volume, as I'll show on the charts shortly. But I mean, in turn, it's been a very, very stagnant time. Right now, I think it's fair to say Bitcoin's consolidating, and that's representing through the rest of the charts, except, as you can see, Ethereum. Ethereum is having a nice bit of movement, as we can see, sitting up 11% over the last 7 days. 75% of those moves have happened in the last 24 hours, though, doing 7% in the last 24 hours. So pretty exciting. Solana sitting back above $200 comfortably. XRP's been chilling at the $1 mark, but it kind of represents down. Now, which let me just tell you right now, the next video is all about Web3, my favorite projects, and we're going to be diving into them. Polkadot is obviously on the radar. So I think with this new attention that Web3 is getting, I think we could potentially start seeing Polkadot move up this list quite a bit. So I think that's going to be an exciting thing to watch. But let's just see how Web3 plays out. Like I said, I'm going to make an in-depth video tomorrow on my favorite Web3 projects, taking you through the list. It'll be like high cap to low cap. So you'll get a good representation of a bunch of them throughout the market. I think it's fair to say Polkadot, Web3s in general have been pretty stagnant for some time now. So we do jump onto the charts. What we are seeing is, as I said, consolidation around this area. Now, it is not really going by any surprise. We're sitting on the daily time frame right now. And as you can see, this is the 2021 November dip. If we do just zoom in a bit, it is actually a really clean chart. And what we're seeing right now in this pullback shouldn't really come as a surprise. One thing I'm not the biggest fan of is obviously this right here, this liquidity grab. And what this is basically when price, as you can see, spikes above a previous high and then dips and actually takes its low. So you could always see that as almost see it as like a switch to bearish order flow, which is never really like what you do want to be seeing. However, I think there are things in place. Like I said, we've got the 60, 61K levels. Once those get broken, we are seeing on the lower time frame, order flow switch back to bullish. And hopefully, most likely that will entice quite a lot of retail money, maybe even some, the institutional money, the whales, they'll be buying down here. Like they already know what they're doing. And I think that was represented in volume as well. Volume really picked up around these levels. Anyway, as we do move down, as we can see, now we can get a better representation of what I'm looking at. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about order flow. Now, bearing in mind this leg up, the leg that initially took the previous high, if I go back to the daily quickly, as you can see just here, this leg here took this high over here. This is our trading range. Hence why I have my Fibonacci tool drawn from the bottom of it to the top. And what we saw right here was price dipping into discount. And hence why we've seen a bullish reaction. When price hits discount, price gets bought. If we do move down to this 4 hour, as I was saying, this is actually where I did get in some more orders. Now, for me, like I said, I do like to see a switch from bearish to bullish before I am going to place any orders. I do not ever buy while something is dipping, as in and what I mean by that is I would not be buying off of these candles, which are firing down. What I bought off is this candle right here. And that's because it was a liquidity grab. As soon as I saw a close above here, which I did on the lower time frames, I put in an order. I think it was on QNT, and there were a few other assets as well, which had some orders on, which did get filled, which is very nice. However, what we are seeing right now, price has still not been able to take. First of all, this level has become key now, 59.5K. And obviously the next level is sitting at 60K. And then the level after that is obviously going to be, sorry, let's get this on here, 61K. So there you go. Those are our three levels. We really need price to break and sustain above. And I do believe after we see that, the bulls can start taking over. That means an influx of volume. Now, this is what I was talking about down here. As you can see, as soon as we saw this liquidity grab, you can see the volume started kicking in, that being the buy order volume, bullish volume. And as you can see, ascending volume, which means it's appreciating. It has been pushing up ever since. However, right now, what we are seeing is consolidation. However, there is low volume within it, which does excite me in a way. It means that even though we're consolidating, the bears aren't taking control. However, we do have to look at both sides of the market. You cannot ever just think it's bullish, bullish, bullish. So what is the realities? What could we see next? Quite simply, because price failed to take this level, that being the 59.5K, order flow is still sitting very, very bearish. So what we saw here, once again, liquidity grab, just like I mentioned here, guys. And then if we see a BOS being a break of structure, if we see price take this level down here, most likely we're going to be falling down to the low 53K, potentially even lower. But yeah. Oh, but I don't want to go too much further into it, guys. We have so much things to run through, but that is my overview. The key levels, we do not want to see price take, obviously, 55.9K. Once it falls below that and closes, we are going to be going down to the 53s. However, what we do want to see is price holding or breaking and sustaining above pretty much anything between 59.5 to 61K. So yeah, that's it pretty much. So I think the biggest news that came out as of last week was actually to do with El Salvador. Now, as we all know, they've been going crazy in with Bitcoin. Make one of the first country to make it legal tender within the country. Now, the latest thing to come out with them is the fact that they want to create a Bitcoin city. Now, as soon as I heard this news, I needed to make a video on it. I needed to explain it. It sounds good on the outside. So let's actually break down the fundamentals behind it. But I think it's really cool. They want to do it somewhat sustainably using volcano power, which I will go into in the, obviously, as I always do, the slideshow document that I've made for you guys. I find it really interesting. Now, what I did find funny was actually the reactions it got from different countries. So as we can see right here, it's the Bank of England saying they're worried about the adoption of Bitcoin in El Salvador. And Naive, I think he responds really well. First of all, as well, as you can see here, has he got a metaverse avatar as his profile picture? I don't know. It's just I've spotted it. And also he calls himself the CEO of El Salvador, which I think is freaking awesome. But as we can see here, guys, Bank of England is worried about El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin. And he goes, really? I guess the Bank of England's interest in the well-being of our people is genuine, right? I mean, they have always cared about our people, always. Gotta love the Bank of England. So almost playing them at their own game in a way. I like how he's fighting it with humor, but I just found it hilarious. That's his reaction to it. But like I said, at the end of the day, he's the president, he's running the country, and the decisions are his. They've had so much criticism, El Salvador, due to their adoption of Bitcoin, and I think they just continue to prove people wrong. Quite literally, this guy continues to buy the dip, which I just find freaking awesome. The way the way he is literally, and he's so overt with it as well. He'll put out a tweet, just bought 400 more Bitcoin. So yeah, can't really blame the guy. I think it's awesome. Anyway, as we move on, the next one was actually this. Now, this was a shot at America. He says it's time to retire. Obviously, this is from Bloomberg, and this is what obviously Jerome Powell said. He's been relatively bullish towards crypto, which I do find quite interesting. I've been looking into Jerome Powell for quite a while now, and I mean, not relatively bullish on crypto. I just find he's an interesting character, to be honest. However, he's obviously just been put back as the Fed chair, which is slightly questionable. Sorry, guys. By the way, when I was saying bullish on crypto, I was actually referring to this guy, Senator Toomey. He has always been slightly bullish to crypto, and also he actually questioned the SEC in their lawsuit against Ripple. So that's what I was talking about, not Jerome Powell. Sorry. So can you go and basically bear in mind they're talking about the printing of money, inflation, etc. And Nayib Bukele, obviously the president, says, "Can you guys just stop printing more money? You're just going to make things worse." Really, it's a no-brainer. So once again, he's active on Twitter. I don't know if this is him. I always wonder this with these like huge names. Is it actually them talking? Or is it just, I don't know, they have a media team behind them. Who knows? I can't really imagine a president slapping out his phone and making some tweets. But I mean, Donald Trump proved that pretty right. So anyway, back to this, guys, El Salvador and the Bitcoin city. Let's break it down. So everything you need to know about Bitcoin City. Let's break it down. Now, when you see this picture, I know it looks crazy. You're probably wondering, it's just some animation. That is literally what he wants it to look like. He wants it to look like almost a coin in a circular shape. And in the middle, like you can see it right in the middle there, that is going to be somewhat a plaza. And in there is going to be a massive Bitcoin statue. But yes, that is the representation. That's quite literally what they want it to look like a coin. So what is Bitcoin City? Bitcoin City, as planned by the El Salvadorian president, will be laid out in a circle like a coin, as I said. And in the city center will be a plaza that will host a huge Bitcoin symbol, according to a report by Reuters. The city will be built near the I don't want to say Conchagua volcano. Apologies if I said that wrong. To take advantage of the country's geothermal energy, they will use it to power both the city and cryptocurrency mining, which is an energy consuming process of solving complex mathematical questions. As we all know, proof of work, obviously, day and night to verify and add crypto coins to the blockchain network. So almost they want to just make it self-sustaining for themselves. It's a no-brainer. They want to get into mining, and as you can see, just accumulate as much as they can. As I always say this, guys, crypto is quite literally just a game of accumulation. Now, this is basically an idea of what it looks like, because they have actually already been testing this out and what they want to do. And this is basically a geothermal plant that produces the energy to then power, those mining rigs, basically, so they can get into it. But that's just an idea, and that is a representation, not even an idea. That is literally what it looks like. So what is the cost of this? What is the cost to build a Bitcoin city and actually follow through with this? Bukele unveiled a $1 billion US Bitcoin bond. Now, I'm going to get into what a Bitcoin bond is. This was flying around everywhere. I don't think anyone actually knows what a Bitcoin bond is. It's really, really interesting. So bear in mind, it's $1 billion Bitcoin bond, half of which $500 million would be used to build energy and mining infrastructure, and the rest, $500 million, will be used by the country to buy more Bitcoin. They just can't get enough of it. The tokenized Bitcoin bond will be available to a number of users in the world that will have access to invest in small amounts as low as $100. So basically what that is saying, that is a Bitcoin bond quite literally is going to be available to anyone. They can invest as much or as little as they want to, or as little as $100. In simple terms, this is describing what it is. A bond is a loan from an investor to a borrower, such as a company or government, which is literally what this is in this scenario. So it is a loan from an investor to the government. The borrower issues the money to fund its operations, and the investor receives interest on the investment. So therefore, the people that buy the Bitcoin bond, they get interest on their investment. And then obviously the country, they get the funding basically to go about and do what they do, build up that $1 billion, and then start moving forward and progressing into the Bitcoin city. I hope that's kind of simply broken it down, guys. That's all I'm trying to do on this channel. Keep you guys up to date with the latest news, understand what's currently happening in crypto, and really simplify it down so you can understand it. Now, what are the benefits of Bitcoin City? It's a sick idea. Everyone would be, happy about it. It would go crazy all over the internet. But what is the actual point of it? So the residents of Bitcoin City won't have to pay any income, property, capital gains, or even payroll taxes. The city would be built with attracting foreign investment in mind. And guys, I've said this for so long. The economy that can attract the most foreign investment, or the most of the crypto space into it, a country that is going to be so friendly towards crypto, and innovation, that country is going to be so freaking rich. Like, I cannot fathom how wealthy that country is going to get, because while other countries are lagging behind, fighting over regulations, this, that, and whatever, these businesses are just going to fly over to these other countries where they can sustainably set up, and boost that economy. So this is the thing you have to understand. Trust me when I say these countries are under unbelievable pressure to get regulations together, because no one wants to miss out on what is about to happen. So further, there would be a residential areas, of course, malls, restaurants, a port in the Bitcoin city. Bukele said, in addition, the country will have access to digital education. So this is awesome already. Like, we've seen this somewhat start happening in the US in a couple of the universities, and I believe it's happening a bit in the UK as well. So digital education, technology, and sustainable public transportation. So whether that just be electric, I don't know. I just like the way this city's looking. It's looking extremely futuristic. Like, I don't know if you had those ideas when you were a kid, just these extremely realistic cities. The cars go around and they just make I don't know if you've seen Tron. They don't make like petrol car noise. They're just electric and they just make a humming noise. I don't even know how to describe it. You know what I'm talking about. So Bukele noted in the event, invest here and earn all the money you want. I mean, and it's quite literally true. They have no income, property, capital gains, or even payroll taxes. So tax-wise, it's already going to be a hub. If this does follow through, you're most likely going to see a lot of people there, or at least people that aren't too fond of paying taxes, which is pretty much everyone. So this is the picture. This is actually how it when it was announced, and this is the picture that was behind him. As you can see, 0% income tax, 0% capital gains tax, 0% property tax, 0% payroll tax, 0% municipal taxes, and 0% CO2 emissions, because of course they want to use the volcano. So is there a catch? Like, this sounds way too good to be true. They're creating a city for everyone, and it's just going to be sustainably powered. cryptocurrency will run it, and there's no taxes. What's the catch? Well, there is actually one. The only tax collected there will be a value added tax, VAT, half of which will be used to pay the municipal bonds, and the rest for municipal infrastructure and maintenance. So for those that don't know, VAT is general tax placed on almost all goods and services, whether that be, you go and buy a loaf of bread from the shop, it will have VAT on it. Now, whether you're in the UK or America, whether they add it on before or after, in the UK, it's already done for you. So municipal bonds. Municipal bonds are debt securities issued by states, cities, counties, and other governmental entities to fund day-to-day obligations and to finance capital projects. So that means just to keep developing the city. But yeah, there you guys. Like that's it. We literally have a country who has made Bitcoin legal tender, continues to accumulate more and more Bitcoin, and now they actually want to make a sustainable, tax-free Bitcoin city. I mean, it almost seems funny. They want to do it in the shape of a coin. But anyway, there you go, guys. I've broken down everything you need to know about Bitcoin City. I've told you my views on what's currently going on in crypto right now. My bias is still bullish. However, could we see some short-term price action bearish wise? 100%. Well, 99%. It could go bullish as well. I kind of hope it does, but I'm not too stressed. It's just an opportunity to accumulate, as I always say. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're not in the free Discord, guys, you would have had early access to seeing all my favorite Web3 projects. I put a list in there with descriptions of each, market cap, high cap to low cap. The link is in the description below. So get in there, join, and all of that. Also subscribe to this YouTube channel as well, guys. And also, yeah, just follow all the links in the description below, guys. If any of them take interest to you, pre-search. I'm going to be talking about pre-search tomorrow in Web3 as well. The decentralized browser, Google of the future. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out.